Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us as we continue with the Saturday edition of Sports Live. For those of you wondering, in terms of the FA Cup semi-final, the result was in Manchester City's favour. They won 1-0 against Chelsea and they do progress to the final. It was Bernardo Silva that scored in the 84th minute. Let's now move to boxing news, where South Africa and IBA are paying tribute to the former President Nelson Mandela as the inaugural Mandela African Boxing Cup comes to the International Convention Centre in Durban. This, of course, is a joint venture by the IBA, the African Boxing Confederation, and the South African Boxing Organisation. My colleague Thabiso Mosia caught up with some important stakeholders in this tournament.
Good evening, Sports Live. Well, as you can see, I'm not in studio tonight because I am at the Chief Albert Luthuli ICC. We are here for the Mandela African Boxing Cup. It is the first of its kind. It's the inaugural edition put together by the International Boxing Association alongside Sanabo, who are responsible for amateur boxing here in the country. So what we have here this week is 23 countries, 21 from the continent of Africa, 2 guest nations from Bangladesh as well as England. They've been competing since Tuesday. The action will go on up until tomorrow on Sunday to see who is crowned as the champions of the first edition of the Mandela African Boxing Cup. So it's 157 participants that are taking part here, and there is support also from the city of eThekwini, the Department of Sport, the Sport Confederation here. They've all come out to support the first edition of this tournament. Fittingly, it also falls on Freedom Month as South Africa celebrates 30 years of democracy, and there is no man better than to be remembered and celebrated during this Freedom Month than Africa's greatest statesman, Nelson Mandela, who was also a boxing lover during his days. So it's great to see a tournament named after him. So I'm going to catch up with some of the coaches and the people that have put this together to tell us more what is happening here this week.
The tournament is I can say it's too hard for our boxers, but they're trying very hard. They're trying very well. Some of our boxers, they win their game. But yes, it's hard. I can say the Africans are very strong, really. But I'm glad some of our boxers, then they win their fight so far.
I've seen your team has changed. It's not the same team that was in Ghana also. Are you also giving others an opportunity to experience this level?
Yes, we're trying by all means as a Sanabo that we can give opportunity to the new boxers so that we can grow, so that we can wait for the old boxers. Maybe some that are going to turn professional, and then we're going to give that the new boxers the opportunities to start this team.
But you have 9 that have made it through to the semi-finals. How do you feel about that?
I feel very strong about my boxers that are going to fight tonight. I'm sure that they are going to make it. I'm 100% sure. Not even 90%, 100% sure they're going to make it.
I see there's been a lot of talk about Amzolele as well as Ntando. Is that maybe where the medal hopes are for you?
Yeah, for sure. We call him Globe. He's always bright. You see that boy, he's doing very well in boxing. For sure we have a gold, and that little girl, it's a short girl from KZN. It's a very, very brilliant boxer. For sure we have high hope that they're going to come with that gold.
And then you're saying the other countries that maybe hard, the level is very high. Which countries have impressed you the most here, maybe so far?
The country like Cameroon, the country like I can mention 2, Cameroon and Uganda. Those countries are very hard. They are boxers, they are strong. I don't know what they eat, but it's something special for them.
You know, it's actually difficult for us on a daily basis. We need to always come up with new plans, so that we can see to it that the event is actually going smoothly. Yes, we have challenges, but I'm also proud to say we are actually equal to those challenges. It's been difficult, but it's a good experience that we've had. Yes, so everything is still going fine. Yeah.
How has been the level of the boxing since you're a former boxer yourself? Are you impressed with the quality? What have you made of it?
Yeah, Thabiso, boxing in Africa, it's tough. And a lot of people do not understand that. I remember when people were asking why South Africa is no longer the best in Africa. It's because other Africans also caught up with us in terms of administration, in terms of ways of training, and our boxers now are actually given more challenge in Africa. So, and the level of boxing in Africa keeps on rising. So even this tournament, it's actually, it gave us that kind of a participation level which is higher than previously.
And for those who don't know much about the tournament, it's the first edition. What are you hoping to achieve with this tournament?
Yes. So the tournament itself is a good platform for boxers to have multiple opportunities of participation. That is number one. Number two, the reason for the tournament is actually to celebrate the values of our state president, previous President Nelson Mandela, and also to promote boxing because he also utilized boxing as a way on which he can formulate his own strategies in defeating apartheid. So we have that hope that people will actually understand boxing, take up boxing, and boxers will also get this sort of opportunities because once they get more opportunities of next participation, we will actually be victorious in the world.
And as Sanabo, I'm sure this must be a vote of confidence from IBA that they've chosen you to host this and be in charge of such an important tournament. How do you feel as Sanabo and as this leadership of Sanabo?
It's an honor. It's an honor, and you recall that Sanabo for a long time was actually out of international games. And I think IBA has seen the efforts of Sanabo, has seen how they've actually tried, the leadership tried to actually change the image of Sanabo, compliance with good governance and participation. Our boxers are talented. So IBA has actually shown really a vote of confidence for us to Sanabo to host this event, and I believe that there's going to be more to it because as I would have indicated previously that every person that worked on this project has actually acquired new information, new kind of experience. So this can only go bigger than where it is. So it starts small as an inaugural, but I guarantee it's going to go bigger than this.
And when you say bigger, you're saying it's more than just about the boxers also?
Yes, it's more about the boxers. We've been speaking about how boxing can be assisted, and we've been saying we need private sector to come in. We need sponsorships. We need multiple stakeholders to actually promote this sport and actually make it bigger. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's opportunities for sponsors to come in. From here onwards, most sponsors would like to associate themselves with us. It's different from what we had previously that sponsorships are nowhere to be found. But with this kind of tournament, these kind of opportunities, I guarantee if ever we have to do the Nelson Mandela Cup next year, there will be people calling us this year to say we want to come in.
And this year is Olympic year also. How are our chances of having boxers or a boxer at the Olympics looking? There's one more tournament in Thailand. Are you hoping to send a team there?
Yes, it has been the plan of Sanabo that we exhaust all possible angles for us to qualify a boxer. You'll understand that we started our process in 2021 by selecting a team first, and then we took the team to various international games, including World Championships, African Games, zonal championships. Yes, along the way we lost some of the boxers and then they turned professional, but we still have a bulk of the team. So the intention now was to go to Accra, look at the performance of our team, but this Mandela Cup will be the main deciding factor. So we want to see who will be impressing the national team in the finals or throughout the tournament. So we just need to go back to the drawing board after we have had that decision. But in principle, Sanabo is looking at sending boxers to the last qualifiers, and that's what we want. We want to qualify.
And you mentioned that you lose boxers along the way. Simnikio Bongo was the big one. Was that a surprise? How do you feel about losing one of your best amateur boxers?
Yeah, listen, Thabiso, it's very difficult to invest in a boxer. You'll understand that the team that we have currently, it's one of the teams that have been supported financially by SASCOC and other sources of sponsorship. The idea was to actually ensure that our boxers don't turn pro because they need. They turn pro because they got to a level where they need to turn professional. So it's some of the things that we need to really inquire as an organization to say, how else can we keep our boxers? Because even those that would have been assisted financially, they go professional. We do not know what information they get from maybe promoters, from managers of professionals, but from our side, we are trying by all means to take care of our boxers. From the team that I have, those that are receiving stipends or some financial assistance, we haven't had anyone saying, I need something. Their task is one. They need to participate, they need to train, they need to perform better. So anything else that impedes them on participation, Sanabo is there to actually assist. And we're going to continue doing that up until we have the success that we know we can.